belong to us in our 50s. And which is,
I would like that.
With sweetness. Like we can reclaim that in our 50s. I also want us to reclaim rest.
Yeah.
And talk about a little bit as we kind of start to bring our time together to a close. And I'm wondering how we, in the same way we chart a path for the younger sisters who are coming behind us around vulnerability and communication, that we also chart that path around rest. I don't think we're doing a good job.
Not at all.
I don't think we're doing a good job.
I don't even want to pretend like I'm doing a good job.
No.
I shared with you all right before the new year about my addiction to moving, to be in constant movement, and how harmful it is, that I recognize how harmful it is, that I don't even know how to rest. I talked about this movie that I saw where the woman who was the commander of the ship, when she was injured, and the doctor told her that she wanted to put her in a coma for a moment so that her spine could heal, that instead of allowing that to happen, she built a harness so that she could walk and get back up to the hull of the ship and continue doing what she was doing.
Right.
And I watched that from my sick bed and was like, bitch, that's you. That's you. Like, it was like, message.
It's like between, like, it's terrible. It's like, you have a choice. You could actually rest. Like, I can assist you. I can assist you with resting. And that way your body can heal unencumbered. You won't have to do anything.
Right.
You actually already have a good team.
Right.
Who will not let this ship sink. And she was like, nah. I'm going to build this harness my damn self. I'm going to be in pain because I really can't actually walk.
Right.
Walk my ass up.
Right.
And I'm going to stand there.
Right. It was very clear to me that that is how I operate in my life. And I'm being challenged by younger women who are saying, I love you. You know, I hold all this deference for you, and I refuse to be you. Yeah. I refuse to be you. I'm not going to move the way that you're moving. And that's not necessarily, for me at least, the lesson that I had from watching the women who came before me.
Right.
I appreciate young people saying that to me, that no, I reject that part of who you are who Black women are. We, because it's not just the whole gaggle of young people right now who are saying, we reject that. Yeah. And so I am in a process of learning from younger people. You know, I appreciate intentional, you know, is intentionally attempting to live differently. So for me, I'm learning rest from those who are coming up behind me. And I am grateful for that. And I make every intention to let them know that that is happening for me and that is the gift that I've been given. Yeah. I'm not a good example right now of what it means to rest. But I'm working on it. I'm working on it because I deserve it. And my ancestors, you know, I told you that time when I was in Captiva and I was sitting outside and thinking about, you know, having to be struggling and all of this. And I felt like, you know, I got this message from the ancestors who were like, nah, we didn't ask you to do that. So don't put that on us.
Right.
Because we did that, so you don't have to be this.
That's right.
And I was just like, oh. And to get that kind of a message where it's like, we're not asking that of you. You are making a choice in this moment because we've given you the messages. So we understand if you didn't know. But now you know. Both the messages are coming from us and the messages are coming from those who are younger than you. Yeah. So if your hard-headedness won't allow you to try to do something different, then you have to acknowledge that. And I say that not to be hard on myself. I say it to acknowledge the truth about myself and then to make different choices. Yeah. So, you know, I'm trying. And I want to rest before my body just breaks down and forces me to do it.
Because it will.
It has in the past.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I'm trying. Maybe sabbatical. Who knows? I don't know.
I'm claiming sabbatical for you. I'm praying sabbatical for you. I'm conjuring sabbatical for you. I appreciate the model, again, like Alexis. I appreciate the sister, Trisha, who's the NAP bishop of NAP ministry. Like, I know I've talked about NAP ministry before on the podcast, but good God Almighty.
I haven't really looked into this yet. I hear about it.
I feel like every time I am in a place of getting into a hypersensitivity around not doing enough or not doing in a way that's public enough for people to prove to people that I'm worthy. So maybe it's not even the doing, it's the doing in a public manner that can be witnessed, so people will say, and that sister is doing something that's worthy of praise, affirmation, or support. She will post something that just pokes a whole ass hole in it. And I'm like,
and look, weren't you good? Because the sacrifice was that huge.
We're not going out like that. So, because we're in the first quarter of the year, these podcasts that are going to go out, we haven't had an opportunity to kind of like cultivate some listener letters for you to respond to. So that actually means that you get to spend a little more time making an offering. So this year we're going to actually work on a tangible guide to menopause for Black girls, right? All the Black girls. The Black girl lives in you.
Mm-hmm.
Black girl lives in me.
Mm-hmm.
Black girl lives in people coming behind us. And it'll be an interactive kind of thing. And so we asked each person who does an episode, what would you want to offer to the guide? And legitimately, we're going to pull these offerings and they're going to live in this book, this guide, this zine, whatever it actually manifests into. We're going to start working on it this year, and we're hoping to get it out by early 2021.
I think what I would offer is something, it's sort of what I've been talking about. So what does it mean to live, to be in this body?
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean to be in this body at this time?
Mm-hmm.
To acknowledge what this body wants and needs, and to move accordingly. Mm-hmm. Because that's what I'm intentionally doing. Mm-hmm. You know, when I do the whole meditation or leading some sort of centering and grounding, and I talk about the fact that we spend so much time outside of our bodies, mm-hmm. in order to be able to lead that, it means that I'm learning to live inside this one. Mm-hmm. And so what are the things that help me to do that? Mm-hmm. What are the songs? What is the breath work? What are the movements? What are the shows? You know, I'm
mm-hmm.
watching funny things mm-hmm. that make me laugh, mm-hmm. belly laugh,
mm-hmm.
so that I can feel it. Yeah. I don't know if that's sort of what you're talking about, but that's what I feel like.
If that's what you feel, that's the offering.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have an idea
mm-hmm.
of what it should be. It's what it can be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I'd like to talk more about. That's what I'd like to uncover for us. The truth about what it means to be in these bodies, mm-hmm. to be a girl and to be a powerful leader, to breathe, hum, sing.
Thank you. Thank you for being on the show.
I love you.
I love you too. I appreciate you. Thanks so much for tuning in to our first episode of 2020 for the Black Girl's Guide to Surviving Menopause. Don't forget that we want to hear from you, so submit your listener letters. You can send your questions, comments, or even topics that you would like for us to explore on the podcast to decolonizingthecrone, that's all one word, at gmail.com. Once again, that's decolonizingthecrone at gmail.com, and put in the subject line, listener letters. While you're thinking about what you might want to ask us, get prepared. We are bringing our first intergenerational conversation on March 19th to Harlem, New York. That's right. We're coming to you, New York City. You asked for it and you got it. We are excited that we are going to partner with Ebony Noel Golden of Betty's Daughters Arts Collaborative, and it's going to be good. We've got some hands-on activities. We've got some really amazing partners from the community who will be bringing their offerings for the vernal equinox to share with you, and you'll be able to purchase some items. We'll have new merch available. It's going to be a great evening. We guarantee it. The early bird tickets are available via Eventbrite, and you can find the Eventbrite link in our bio, both on Instagram and on Facebook. Our Instagram handle is at The Black Girl's Guide to Menopause, and our Facebook page is at The Black Girl's Guide to Surviving Menopause Podcast. Check it out and get your tickets today. If you are interested in becoming a sustainer of the podcast, check out our Patreon page of the same name. There are several tiers there that you can choose how you want to support. You can make a one-time donation, or you can become a monthly sustainer. Your sustainership will allow us to continue to produce and edit the podcast. It'll give us more monies available to bring community conversations to different communities across the country, and it will support the development and production and publication of the tangible Black Girl's Guide to Menopause. And we really, really are hoping to be able to get that out and in your hands by 2021. So check out our Patreon page today. Thanks again for listening to this podcast and providing us support and affirmations of the stories that we're sharing. And we will see you again on the dark side of the moon.